First joining. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Israel. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
Sorry, guys. I just got to sort my volume out. All good. All good. We'll wait a couple of minutes and we'll let a few more heads roll in.
VEIKALTV.
Thanks for all jumping in, guys, and spending a bit of time with us today.
Have you been talking to Rob on the owner of this?
I might, if you want to potentially,
She's-
there, Alex, put a bit of background noise. Awesome.
Rob made it very clear as the owner of the company.
So, yeah, let me know when you want me to get going, Steph. Is anyone else in the waiting room?
Just let someone in. I think we're good to kick off.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for joining, guys. My name's Callum. I work here at Podium. We've got a bit of a session today talking around Podium, AI, how AI can be used, in your businesses to, work smarter, not harder, with AI. So, bit of background on me. Been at Podium for a couple of years now. Head of the partnerships team here. Working with the likes of Costa, who's on the call today. And yeah, keen to talk about AI and Podium and what it brings to the table. So we've got some very special guests here today. So Costa, do you want to make a bit of an introduction and talk a bit about our partnership so far and what's happened there?
Yeah, like obviously it's been a few years sort of running, and Solar Cutters trying to obviously transition from a not just a fun party sort of community group to evolve into an organization where we can sort of support a community of quality solar people. And I guess we started dealing with Podium probably like 3 years, at least 2 years ago, probably maybe, yeah, at least 3 years ago before sort of COVID, and just trying to find ways, I guess, we can help communicate to the industry. I guess not through traditional means was a really sort of starting point. You guys were really helpful building our Google profile and things like that with our reviews, and the chatbot is. I love it. Like, to be honest, like it's just the most easiest thing to sort of use. You can sort of be anywhere in the world and someone can sort of send you a message live on your website or wherever we sort of upload it, and you can communicate to via SMS via the app. And yeah, love it. Couldn't speak more highly of it, and hopefully some more people can take advantage of that or help their own success.
Absolutely. Well, it's good to have you on, and I'll throw a few questions at you as we go through, Costa. And Mark Kavanagh from MT Solar and Electrical. Great to have you on as well. Yeah, if you want to give a bit of background, you use Podium as a solution and also a member of Solar Cutters. So yeah, love to have an introduction.
I'm so sure. I think Podium reached out to us a couple of years ago. I'm not exactly sure about the timeline. And it was a cold call, and at the same time, we had been looking for something on our website that we could have a chatbot on the website. So it was just perfect timing. From what I understand, we were the first in the solar industry, I'm told. And after that, over the 6 months after that, I probably got a half dozen calls from people that I knew in the industry saying, "Is this Podium stuff any good, or is it a lot of crop?" So yeah, but we've been using it for that since that time, I guess.
Yeah, awesome. We'll talk a bit about your experience with it and what you felt it's brought to the business as we go through. But first of all, we'll just dig into kind of this slide deck and talk about AI. So what is artificial intelligence? It's been around since the 50s, but it's evolved a lot and got a lot more attention more recently. And it's become a lot more creative with generative AI. So ChatGPT, a lot of people are using it. Barred by Google, they've tried to catch up there. It's pretty powerful as well. It's a very, very useful tool to make things, more simple day to day. There's a picture of this guy, aging, de-aging through this. But it can do some really amazing stuff now. Even translating on the fly and driverless cars and lots of different amazing things that it's bringing to the table. So today we're going to talk about how it can help you guys as a solar business and the value that it can bring. We're going to talk about some tools that are free or very low cost, and then also talk a bit about how Podium is bringing AI into the platform and making things even more efficient with the use of Podium. So ChatGTP, I reckon most people on this call would have used it. I spoke to Mark, earlier in the week, and he flagged that, from 90,000 to use it, day to day as well. So yeah, this is a cool example here. So write me a job description for a full-time solar installer. This is, finding staff is one of the hardest things in Australia. So being able to draw up this, click of a couple of buttons and produce this sort of content is a really powerful piece. But Mark, do you want to talk a bit about how you're using ChatGTP already in what you're doing?
Yeah, so I'm really trying to push it in the business. By the way, I was talking to SolarQuote about this, and Finn Peacock is saying to his guys that they need to spend, I don't know, something like at least half an hour a day on AI, and I don't think I've pushed it as hard as that. But for an example, we are getting Kendall, who does our reviews and responses to reviews, where you get this really long review, and how do you respond to that? And it takes, several minutes to think about that. And so she's just whacking that in ChatGPT with a prompt saying, give me a 35-minute response, a 35-word response in this kind of voice, and it'll give a better response than she would have had the time to do. We're doing that. By the way, we're actually also using it for, so Ryan, my ops manager, Sparky, was asking it about how deep does a cable need to be underground in this situation, and it gave us 3 Sparkies in the office, and it actually surprised us with information that we had gotten about depths, whether it be under concrete and all that kind of thing. So it's ridiculous how much you can use it in the businesses. We're trying to push it into the business every way we can. So
yeah. Costa, are you playing around with ChatGPT much? Something you've had a dabble in, or?
A little bit, just with the reviews. Not that our reviews are sort of extensive or there's as much as sort of Mark running a solar business is, but yeah, we have used it for that. And yeah, it nailed it every time. Like, I was surprised, to be honest with you. I haven't used it a lot in the personal life, but yeah, for some of the Google reviews we got, bang that sort of button, and yeah, the response was really surprising and yeah, very useful. And yeah, it sort of served that purpose there. But yeah, I guess like everyone, looking to explore it more, how it can help us run businesses better, really.
Yeah. I'd recommend, if you haven't tried it yet, play around with it. One thing to note, ChatGPT, which is the free version, is information collated from a couple of years back. So just bear that in mind when you are using it. But it's a very, very powerful tool. The next solution we have here, I'll just pause that and skip to the next slide, is ad creation. So this is more for the marketing push, the ability to draw something up, which you might, got to, someone on the marketing team to spend a lot of time on creating. So we've actually used you as a bit of an example here, Mark. So feel free to, use this content or have a play around with Ad Creative yourself. And you can actually select where you're going to be posting it. So is it Facebook, Instagram, the type of, post that you want to do? Is it story or vertical? And it will actually pull in, drop in an image and produce the content that's super creative and, hits the mark most of the time. But yeah, definitely recommend leveraging this tool where you can, if you are doing those social posts and keeping the brand out there.
Yeah, right.
We'll just go to the next one, and this one's been a game changer for me. Just working through Excel and looking up formulas, looking up ideas of how to do that. Like, I'm terrible at that. So what I've actually done is started using this tool. You can put a bit of verbiage in here, and what it will do is it will produce the formula that you're trying to chase. This works on Excel, works on Google Sheets. It's a really powerful way just to, there's an example here, submit that, and it will produce the correct output to chuck into Google Sheets or Excel. Another really fantastic tool, which is fairly widely used already, and that's Grammarly. So this has evolved a fair bit recently with AI. So if you're writing up a message or an email and you want it to sound more inspirational or more formal, or just change the tonality of that message, that's then available with the click of a few buttons.
I just say I was using that yesterday, Grammarly yesterday, and noticed that on Grammarly and on website content, and it was awesome. Like, it was insane how good it was. So, yeah.
Yeah, the LLMs are like a really powerful, and the fact that Grammarly is so widely used is what's making it so powerful. So just to jump into Podium and what we've done with AI. So Podium is a very powerful tool in the back and forth that you have with customers. This is our full breadth of what we actually offer. So we start off as a review management software, pushed into web chat, text to pay, bulk SMS. But there's a full kind of suite of solutions that we now offer, and AI is included in the platform. So it's included in the platform in a few different areas, but each of this customer journey, you can use it just to draw up a response really swiftly. Introducing AI Assistant. So save hours each week by communicating with customers twice as fast, convert more leads, just to make things far more efficient. If we jump down here, there's a couple of GIFs, and it's a recommendation of reply. So a new inquiry that comes through, it can draw up a response, recommend a reply. We also have, and what Mark was already doing with his team is actually responding to reviews. Podium brings you a lot of reviews. It creates a big job having to respond to those. It'll then draw up a really powerful response there. But just taking it back a couple of slides, Mark, just your usage of Podium, how have you found it's improved your business with this customer journey and the interactions that you have with your client?
Yeah, okay. So the very obvious thing is we didn't have a chatbot on our webpage. So a customer gets on there and asks a question. The good thing about that is they can ask a question at 6 o'clock at night and I'm not switched off for the day or whatever it is, or Sunday morning and I've got a bit of time and I can jump on there and chat to them and say, hey, I'll give you a call. Which is kind of handy. Doesn't I don't you can ignore it if you want. But then the other thing I think is when it brings our mainly our Facebook and our website chat into the one platform. So if someone puts a Facebook comment or question on there, it comes up on the same platform. We can respond to it, and it doesn't have to be me. It's all of my team that are on there to respond to it. Obviously, one person's got the priority. The front of desk has got the priority, but then she can just assign it to myself or to my tech guys or whatever it might be, to the right person, and they respond to it. Another thing that I probably find most useful about it is if they don't respond an hour later and I pick it up and I'm like, hang on, how come you haven't responded? Or if new staff responds and it's a wrong response, it kind of helps. Like we can all see what's happening. We can jump in there and take over the chat, whatever it might be. That kind of element has been, pretty cool. So,
yeah. So that overarching visibility and being able to see how the team are responding and giving you that confidence on what they're doing, is that key term there? Yeah.
Yeah. Quite often I'll jump in there and I'll say something, but then I'll get busy with my day, and so my team will take over. And they don't know that. They don't know the difference from the customer's point of view. So yeah.
Yeah, that continued thread of communication, the intimacy that you build with the customer.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then Costa, you started using Podium a fair bit and sending out notification for the roadshows and all the stuff to the Solar Cutter guys. Do you have any feedback around day to day using Podium?
Like Mark sort of said, to consolidate. Sorry, the dogs are barking. Consolidate all the platforms onto the one makes it a lot easier. The assigning of tasks, and like sort of Mark said, if I'm doing something, or if Lauren's doing something, you get sidetracked, have to come back to it, you can jump in there, or you can reassign it back to the other person if they can't sort of support it. So yeah, that's really handy, and all the communications right there. So yeah, really handy, and we'll hope we can use it more and more.
Yeah, awesome. Just coming down to what can be done. Promotional text is another big thing. So the bulk SMS functionality, you guys get notification from Solar Cutters. Similar to what Ad Creative actually does, being able to write a promotional text with a click of a couple of buttons. With this webinar, if you wanted to scan a QR, you can actually get a bit of a concession. There is a concession already with Solar Cutters, but we've actually upped the ante on that for this. So all you need to do is actually scan in and pull up your phone, and that will spark the conversation with us, and we can chat a bit further. If we jump down, there's Q&A. So love to open it up to questions, SolarCutter members, and just fire out some queries and questions around Podium, around AI, and open it up to the group.
I've got one question.
Yep.
That's all right. It's just around integration with different design platforms and CRMs, mainly Pylon, and whether or not that's something that's going to come into action soon, because we've got a couple of different platforms where we're texting and contacting customers, that being one of them.
Yeah, awesome. So we do have a bunch of integrations. So we integrate with, HubSpot, Pipedrive, Salesforce, a whole bunch of CRMs. Pylon isn't on the list just yet, but it's something that we would love to do. We're an open API platform. The more systems that we can integrate it with, and the more value that we can bring to you guys day to day, is what we want to do. So it's something that I couldn't give an exact deadline on, but we can. If you want to make intros and sort of flag it, and if there's a point of contact that you have over at Pylon, we'd love to have that conversation.
Yeah, beautiful. I think because what would become quite important and valuable is sort of time responses and texts sent out for upcoming installs and timelining, things like that. If you're able to integrate in that way, or even if it's directly out of Podium at the moment, that'd be something we'd be interested in.
Yeah. So we do have some automation functionality that you can do. We do integrate with the likes of ServiceMate and Simpro as some job management tools, which have appointments in there and then can push out. But Pylon, just isn't on the list of integrated solutions just yet. But you can potentially look at Zapier as well. So Zapier is a middleware software, and it can hook up different systems, pretty easily. So we can get your account manager to jump in and look at your account and assist there, and shoot for what you're after.
Awesome, thank you.
Of course. We've got a few different heads in the group. I think some of them are Podium users, some aren't. Maybe some of the newbies that haven't used Podium before. Are there any burning questions on what it does day to day for Mark or me or Costa? That's good. So we'll wrap there. Unless Costa, Mark, you want to sort of flag anything? I think Costa, you've got some upcoming roadshows, so definitely encourage attendance to those. I think they're a bit of fun, and you sort of make it a bit different. You get your CPD points as well. So if you wanted to kind of flag that. And
we're starting next week in Bendigo, and then Newcastle, Darwin, Cairns, Albury, and then all before we go to the awards night for All Energy on the 24th of October. We just put tickets out for those a week or so ago. So Cutter members are all free. Just got to use your member number to get the ticket. Otherwise, you have there's a purchase price. But some big things we're sort of looking into doing, and the more people we get to these events, the better. And fun, education, ticks all the boxes, and get you to meet some other, like-minded solar people who are sort of keen to get better and improve and drive this industry forward, which I guess is what SolarCutter is all about. So, all the details obviously on our website and social media, so check that out. And just one thing with this Podium opportunity, we honestly have been using the platform for, it's got to be tier 2 to 3 years or so now. We want to use it more. I know, Mark's been using it. A few of the other our supporters sort of have as well. I know NRG and South Australia use it a lot, and KDEC, they use it a lot in Albury. There's a few other bigger companies that are using the platform. So it seems to be where well suited to solar businesses, and all this AI stuff can, I guess, take you all to that next sort of level. And with our partnership, there's some good savings there on offer as well. So if it's something you're looking for, Podium is as good as option as any to have a high quality solution and system. Good people, I guess, managing and supporting you from a Podium perspective. And you can save some money doing so with the SolarCutter partnership we've got in place.
Yeah, awesome. And any final notes, Mark, on your usage of Podium?
So probably what I want to say is this AI stuff I think is really interesting to me, and we haven't had a chance to properly try it out yet. But what I'm hoping is it's going to do, and it'll be interesting to see how well it does, is that someone jumps on there and, I mean, they're not going to ask this question, right? But is Fronius better than SolarEdge? Obviously, I've got an opinion about that, and it's all embedded in my website, you know. So it will give an answer based on the content in my website, on my website. So when we get that rolled out, which is hopefully maybe this afternoon, I don't know, sometime soon, when that's up and running for us, if you guys are interested and want me to give you personal feedback, you know, reach out. I know a lot of you guys here, but give us a call. You can even jump on my website and ask a stupid question, and we'll you know, let me know. Give me a heads up, and we'll respond with AI, so you guys can test it out in real time if you can for it. So.
Yeah, and it is fairly intuitive, and you sort of flagged a couple of key points there. Is pulling information from the website, pulling in tonality from the previous messages that you've, you know, in the back and forth that you've had with that customer. It all comes into one spot, and you know, the fact that you're already communicating through SMS, which is the most efficient way to do it and get deals done. Yeah, just bringing that into the flow is what it's all about. So yeah, awesome. Cool. If there's any more questions, feel free to flick them into the chat, or you know, turn yourself off mute and chuck them in. But otherwise, I appreciate all your time, guys, and yeah, look forward to chatting further.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye.